Welcome to Fraser Mac Gaming. I'm Fraser Mac. I'm fresh off my appearance on the Switch Indie Fix podcast, so go check that out if you haven't already. I'll leave a link in the description down below. But I'm back with another eShop Bargains video, so I've looked through all the sales to bring you the best deals from the eShop this week. I've got a bunch of fantastic games to show you, and also there's a Raw Fury sale, so a massive indie publisher's got a lot of great games on sale this week for some real bargain prices. So that's all from me. Let's get into the games and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications if you've not done so already. Up first this week we have a Fraser Mac Gaming favourite, and yes, Infinite State Games are someone I get along with very well. I have reviewed the game on my channel and it recently featured in one of my top 5 shoot 'em ups on Switch videos. So you can actually check out the link in the top right of the screen now if you want to. But Rogue Aces, as you can see, it's obviously a side-scrolling shoot 'em up, but it's got a bit of a twist. The game has some very realistic physics for takeoffs and landings, so you'll have to master that to master the game. There is a lot of destructible elements in terms of bases, ships, and you can actually steal planes from your opponents if you get shot down. So you'll actually have to progress and try and win the war, and you've got some really cheeky lines and cheeky compatriots that you'll chat to along the way. You can drop bombs in mid-air. It's lots of fun. It's got a real nice sense of humour about it, but some classic retro-styled gameplay. But Rogue Aces is one I've really enjoyed. It's really well reviewed. It's out now, and it's only £1.49, 85% off, and it's less than $2 in the US. There's another retro-inspired game coming up next, and this time it's inspired by 90s top-down sci-fi RPGs. So Cosmic Star Heroine from Zeboyd Games. It's something I've talked about before and really enjoyed playing myself. As you can see, it's got some wonderful top-down pixelated graphics, some very, very cool story elements, and you can play as 11 different characters. It has field-style battles like Chrono Trigger, so you can obviously see the influences here. Love the art style, love the story. It's got some really good gameplay, some really interesting mechanics that I'm not an RPG fan or an JRPG real sort of deep invested player just because of the time they usually take, but this is a kind of more manageable experience like the SNES type games we grew up with. You play as Elise LaSalle. You're a special agent for the government, but unfortunately there is a cover up. There are some very fishy things going on and you've got to investigate, and you've got to put your life at risk to try and uncover the secrets within your own government. So it has some interesting story elements. The characters are not as deep, you know, that's some of the criticism of the game, but I think it really replicates the kind of 90s JRPGs or RPGs that people are very fond of, and it's very manageable. It's a smaller experience, but it's got really good quality. It's got some real nice 2D visuals, like I've said a lot. The soundtrack's really cool. You've got some, you know, lots of combos, lots of techniques you can use when you combine your characters together and build out that kind of roster of your characters. But I really enjoyed it. I think it's accessible to new fans, but it's only £3.29 in the UK eShop, and it's under $5 in the US eShop, so that's a massive 70% off until the 31st of October. I mentioned at the start of the video that Raw Fury, a massive publisher of indie games on the Switch, has a sale at the moment on the eShop, so some of their best games are available for 70% off for a limited time. First up, it is Kingdom New Lands, so the survival sim game that's 8-bit pixelated art. It's kind of side-scrolling set in kind of a Knights and Kingdoms type setting, so essentially you need to try and collect coins and try and rebuild a kingdom and then build, defend and look after your subjects. So there are some horrible greedy creatures trying to take your money away from you and take your kingdom away from you, so you've got to create enough of an army to try and defend your money and defend your resources and then actually try and take them out. So Kingdom New Lands, it's been on Steam, it came to Switch. It's actually obviously now Kingdom 2 Crowns has been on the Switch as well, but Kingdom New Lands is 70% off until it's the 17th of October, so at time of recording that is tomorrow, so you've got to get in there quick if you want to get this deal now. But it's 70% off, so it means that it's currently under £5 on the UK eShop and under $5 in the US eShop. It's obviously been well reviewed. It's in the kind of mid-70s on Metacritic, so, you know, not top notch, but it's a fun game. I think if you like survival sim games, I think if obviously you played Kingdom on Steam, there is a lot more content in the Switch version, so a lot to enjoy there. And obviously there's lots of upgrades for your homestead. There's different types of units to attack and defend with. There's secrets littered all throughout the land, so it's not something I've got into yet, but Kingdom New Lands, I did get a physical release from Limited Run Games, but if you want to get in the eShop for cheap, like I said, it's under £5 or under $5. Up next in the Raw Fury sale is a game that is often featured in hidden gem lists for the Switch. It is Dandara. It has a very epic story. The world of Salt hangs on the brink of collapse. The citizens, once free spirits, now stand oppressed and they need a hero. rather a heroine or a ray of hope, and Dandara is that ray of hope. It's got some fantastic innovative controls, and it's got some really interesting gravity-defying moves, so you can sort of dash and almost transport yourself from one area to the next. So it's a little bit like a hook shot, but you can actually, teleport yourself. So it's a 2D Metroidvania platformer. There's lots of really cool creatures and lots of interesting platforming throughout the game. Obviously, a big part of it is exploration and trying to go through these different areas, combat through different creatures, but also explore and use the different sort of gravity-defying elements to sort of shake things up a little bit. So it's got some really cool pixel art. It looks fantastic. I think obviously people have really enjoyed it. There's a lot of progression through the game, obviously. The world they've built is really beautiful. It's very much in a kind of 90s style, so just like Kingdom New Lands and Cosmic Star Heroine, you'll be very familiar with this if you're kind of retro fan, kind of retro styled gamer. This is definitely one for you. But Dandara is currently 70% off until the 17th of October, which means it's under £5 or under $5. The third game I'm featuring from the Raw Fury sale, and the final game on the list this week, is Goner. It has got some very kind of lo-fi, colourful graphics, some very sort of old school graphics that are quite distinctive, because we get to see a lot of pixelated graphics, and even in this list we've had a lot like that. But Goner, it is a tough as hell run and gun kind of 2D roguelite. A lot of people have enjoyed this. It was a real early success story on the Switch. It's on a really, really knockdown price at the moment. It's obviously 70% off, but that means it's less than £3 and less than $3. And for a game that a lot of people have enjoyed and a lot of people put on hidden gem lists, it's a great deal. In Goner, you play as the misunderstood and selfless Ick, and you're on a journey to cheer up your giant landbound whale friend, Sally. So it's got that kind of repetitive, just one more go kind of gameplay loop that's really, really successful on Switch. It's got lots of interesting content in the game, daily challenges. It's procedurally generated, so obviously it'll be different as you go through, but you'll get to unlock a lot of information, a lot of content throughout the game, like different abilities, and you'll get lots of secrets that you can find along the way, and there are leaderboards for defeating creatures and combos and the points. So, a lot of interesting content in Goner. Like I said, it's less than £3 and less than $3, but it ends 17th of October, so you're going to have to get in there quick. So those are my 5 games that are under £5 or $5 this week, so some great bargains there. Raw Fury obviously got a quick sale that will run out soon, but some fantastic games at knockdown prices. So I hope you enjoyed the video, hope you found something you liked there. There's a nice bit of variety as always. I try and mix it up with the different styles and genres. Please let me know what you're playing at the moment. There's a host of games that have just come out recently. Obviously, I've been playing a lot of Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair. I've been enjoying Fall Faris and checking out the Nyx Penelope that I kind of featured, recently. So let me know in the comments down below what you're playing, even if it's not from this list. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if this is your first time, please hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my content, and obviously just leave some comments down below. I always like to interact with everyone and let me know what you're getting up to, what you're playing on Switch. And this weekend I will be going to EGX in London, so if anyone's going there, obviously send me a message. But also I'm going to be checking out a host of games that are going to be coming out soon on the Switch and even in next year. So I'll report back on that when I've played them and when I've been to EGX.